And I'm preparing to live stream from Zoom that has allowed third parties to connect with Zoom. And it's working properly. Okay. And I'm live on YouTube. Okay, welcome back, folks. I have a couple of announcements to make, and then we will continue today. A couple of things. Today I'm going to go over your part 2 of your projects. Look for what are the next part. And number 2, I'm going to be talking about AI voice agents, what they are, and you have an assignment for next Monday for an individual assignment. Okay? And this Wednesday, we will not have class this Wednesday. We will not have formal class due to the Passover holiday. Wednesday's class we will not have. So we'll continue to meet formally on Monday. Okay? Any comments, questions that I need to go over before I begin? Okay, and then we'll have that sent out, an announcement for those that were not here about that issue. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And make sure. Anna, you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, what do you see?
The YouTube live screen.
Perfect. You see my YouTube live stream and you see the delay. So that's wonderful. And you know that it's working, it's connecting. Okay. The next thing that I want to go to is always in the what's due section. And if I look down, let me make sure that my edit mode is off. So we see for today, Monday, the 30th, we had the final project part 2 due before class. We had artificial intelligence articles to be read, plus you needed to do the readings and the adaptive assignments and the quizzes on assignment 1 on this assignment. And if I go to my audit area, on my audit area, I have under my assignment groups, every group should have put in their URL, whether they upgraded or not. So we have one group, for instance, that upgraded and they called it Wealth AI Advisory.biz, which is great, and others, which is good, that they haven't upgraded yet to the Wix site. Notice Wix is there. You notice if we remain with this does not look as professional. Plus, we can't use a number of features that we would like. And Elevate Marketing, great, and Apex AI Solution. Group 5, Zoya. See how everyone else has had it, Zoya? And then group 6, group 7, 8, group 9. Ella, I thought you had the group 9, didn't you? Somehow I thought I saw this for group 9. Do you not have a URL there? Ella, Aiden, do you not have one? And Ariel. So I don't know why group 9 is missing. So it should be looked at. I can just go to a couple of those here. If I look at the open tab, right, I should be able to look at the open tab where it says AI powered solutions for wealth management, helping financial wisers. Here, what I would do, you see how this is open space here, everybody? what I would like to see is your logo here and like a moniker, like 4 or 5 words that tell about your company. What we have explored, the mission, empower small businesses to manage and grow wealth through accessible AI. We aim to simplify. So who is this for? That AI, so right here, solutions, is this for wealth management, helping? This doesn't seem like it's good. Who is the owner of this in Wealth AI Advisory for Group 1? Who is the owner? It should be right when I see here, right in Group 1, I have Julia, Drew, and Jack. Who is here today? I think I saw Jack. Jack Selway, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So who was the owner of this? Who created this?
Julia created the website.
Okay, so right next to her name, is Julia here today?
Yeah, she is.
Julia, so next to your name here, you need to put owner. And one of the things here, Jack, did you read through your website?
Yeah.
Okay, so here it says here, helping financial advisors and small wealth firms enhance. And here, our mission is empower small businesses, entrepreneurs to help manage and grow wealth through accessible AI. This seems in conflict, no?
Yeah, I mean, we could reword it. I think like
No,
we just
but did you see what is the discrepancy?
that like the first one says helping financial advisors and small wealth firms, but the second one says like small businesses and entrepreneurs.
Right. So one of the things that you're required to do, right, Jack, is
Yep.
whenever ever anything is up, everybody in your group needs to read through it. Even though AI comes up with a lot of this, you are then responsible for what it says. So you
hmm
see this, it needs to be changed, right? And then you need to have a logo up here and talking about if this is your mission or this here. So this doesn't expand. And here AI for wealth management, right? Market support for financial professionals, and then understand the financial work and all of these. And then we have here, we have the beginning that's good. So we have everybody's picture and face, and then view the full team. What happens there?
I think if you just click it, it'll just like
It'll what? Did you
it's
click
only
it
us
ever?
three. No, it's only us three, so I think like
Right. So
maybe
you have to remove it, right? So Jack, just because it's there, right? And you look so good, right? And everybody looks good there,
thank
you need to go through, right? And
you.
then when I go to the back, does this are these yours that you picked? Where did have you connected these? Social
No, we're
media?
gonna make a
Okay, so you're gonna need to do that. The other thing I would do, if you even have an email, that whose emails is this?
That's
Julia's email?
Julia's email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would get rid of Julia's email. She doesn't need to get those. And even if you're going to start doing in the beginning, even with Gmail in the beginning, is
Mhm.
do like a wealth AI advisory, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Rather than her
Smart.
individual. What I'm
Yeah.
telling you, Jack, is for everybody. And
Okay,
see here
perfect.
how
Yeah.
you have the wealth advisory up here. Put
Put that
also
logo at the
in the
top.
in the top too, and then have a bottom. And then this is, at least you don't have to populate it yet, but at least create these, decide which social media you want to do, and create that they exist.
All right, yeah, great. I'll discuss with you.
Okay, so this is where, and what this should be is everybody should be able to look at it, and that you know that before you present for the next time, that everyone in your group has looked at it.
Awesome. Awesome.
And that Julia put right next to her name, then she's the owner. So in group 2 already, I see that Holly then was the owner, and I can just then open this link. I'm just giving you some feedback of what it is that you see here, that this is Market Mind AI. It's good. And at this point, I would even put right next to it some kind of moniker of what you do. Revolution in marketing strategy with AI precision campaigns is okay, but in this case, boost your strategy, powering your strategy, we empower, blah, blah, blah. I would look at this, our services, not bad. Okay, and in this case, AI tools we use to optimize your business. Okay, I would look at some other ones instead of just ChatGPT, and then small business upcoming, that's influencers. Okay, ready. And do you have your, in this case, how do you have your team? So who's here from the group?
We haven't yet added the team, but it should be. I think we just haven't published it yet. We'll do
Okay, so
that.
publish it
in a
so you have
couple
the team, because that's one of the criteria in the rubrics in order to get full credit for this part, right? So even in this case, where did you have those guys or something? I saw key audience, right? Small businesses. In this case, at least you'd have this upcoming in startups is I would have, then you need to have the team. And then where's your social media? And then I would then, these are not what you picked, right? And in this case here, I would do the same thing. This is not your phone number. Later on, we'll do the agent for your phone number, and we'll also have we'll also then have, in this case, choose which of these. So even for Monday, I would make all those adjustments for everybody. Make sure that even I would do that because this is going to be graded. I would do it at this point. And this Wednesday, class, we're not having class, so this is a great time for your group to meet. If your group can meet, that'd be a good idea, so you could create that. And then if I looked along the way, this would be in group 3, then my owner then is the Elevate Marketing Com, and I want to open this in a new tab. Somehow some of these, I think it's Wix is slow to populate, but Home the Elevating, we simplified for small business booths. Same thing, I would put in the logo here. I would have I'd have some kind of moniker here. Our mission, I would reread our mission, our strategy, Copilot, Canva AI here, what we do, custom AI, service impact. Here, what we do here, for everyone, I wouldn't hold myself to Adobe, Microsoft, and Canva for my strategy. I would be using the best tools to what I could accomplish. Everybody understand that? I wouldn't hold myself right now to these, because later on you want to maybe use other ones besides this. And this sounds like this is all you're going to do. You could put these are some of the examples we do, but it shouldn't be, your strategy shouldn't be in the Microsoft Canva. What we do, we can advertise, and this could be a sample. You could put a sample of the tools we use. Services and packages. That's good. Leadership. Wow, everybody looks good here. Fantastic. I like the idea. This should be in everybody's group. You should take this as fantastic here. Quavia, that here. Visionary leader focusing on currently pursuing a finance. See this, currently pursuing, basically in this case, chief and finance major. I would put the finance major, Victoria. That's good here. Help mindset, help local Miami restaurants. Do you want to keep it, Victoria? Are you here?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yeah. Do you want to keep it local, that you're only for the Miami restaurants? What about if Fort Lauderdale wants help?
I think
What about Palm Beach? I wouldn't stick to so much, you know. Local, maybe we've helped a lot of Miami restaurants, but I wouldn't, you know, especially since now, Victoria, you can do a lot of this remotely.
Yeah. Yeah,
So I
so
would say
maybe we'll
maybe
expand.
mindset to help local restaurants, you know, or small restaurants, or you know what I mean? Or something like that. I wouldn't stick to Miami on it.
Okay.
Okay, and creative storyteller, meaningful brands. But great. Looks not, it's easy. Are these working?
Yes, they
Raphael,
should
Yeah.
be.
have you
Yeah, we
created
all
these?
linked them.
You
I we created like the accounts and we linked them to YouTube.
Perfect. Extra credit. I mean, you in terms of wonderful. And you already had some posts and some followers, and you
Yeah.
follow each other. Everybody
Yeah,
take
we
credit.
did.
Yeah, and you're going to do a lot more creativity. You could even do some, you know, something inspirational. And then, you know what, Raphael, reach out to other groups and say, hey, we'll follow you if you follow us. Great
Yeah, I
idea.
will.
There's some, and something viral. You can do something humorous. You know what I mean? Create something, but you're on a roll. Perfect. And then you see these, and then my ex, and perfect. Okay, location. And then this later on, what we'll do is, do you have something like this where it says hello at elevating mark contact, or is this made up?
No,
Raphael?
it's made up. It's
Okay,
made up
so
for
later
now.
on we'll do it, and later on we'll do a voice agent.
Okay, no problem.
Right, fantastic, excellent, excellent. Okay, so that is, let me just see one more. So here I have it. Let me go back to assignment groups here, right? That I have it, right? So Julie, I have owner now. And then I think I have, so the only one I don't know, under Lucas, Enzo, Ella, and Calais.
Yeah, we were having some technical difficulties, so I emailed Anastasia about it, so we haven't been able to submit it yet, but it should be up in the next like 30 minutes.
Okay, so can you even see your site?
What do you mean?
Did you publish it? Your website, can you see?
No, we're having some technical difficulties, so
Okay,
I'm
so
putting it
all
together
right,
right
so
now.
hopefully you'll get that done. Okay, but everyone else, so I can even just, let me just go to, and then did you, you're using Wix still, or you upgraded?
No, we're using Wix still,
No, but
but
okay, that's fine. That's fine. So you're doing it like this, but you need to be able to see what is the issue there. Okay. So we got it. Okay, work. So I'm not sure what this is. Whose group
Okay,
is
we
it?
haven't had time to like do anything because we had the same problems with publishing. So we were
Okay.
just able to put it up, so we couldn't like
Yeah,
edit.
so you guys, what I
But
suggest
we're
you
gonna
do,
work on Wednesday on that. We
yeah,
already
work,
like talked.
get it done for Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
Even if it's late, you want Wednesday, you want to finish it up. That's a
Yeah,
nice
no,
idea.
Wednesday we're gonna meet and
Yeah,
then we're
meet,
gonna
and you
do
don't have any,
everything. Yeah.
you don't have to even worry about when you're gonna meet, right? Meet
Perfect.
this time, right? And you meet remotely, okay.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
this needs to be done. And you can use even this group, you know what I mean? Of Elevate Marketing Company here. The thing I would like though is here is that same logo, maybe put in the corner, the Elevate Marketing Company, and have like some kind of moniker with it. Raphael, for that. That would be great. This
Mhm.
I'm not so impressed by these pictures, Raphael.
Yeah, we were
What
just
is this? What does this show? Think about it. I know they kind of come with it, but think later
Yeah.
on. This is so dull to me. Isn't it dull to you too? I mean, like, what do we show? To me, if this is what you're doing, elevating, it seems like it's a boring office, you know, where these people have to work on tables, you know, and this one can't even doesn't even have a window seat. So I would just, in this one, I'm not sure what this is supposed to show me either. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
anyway,
we'll come up with better
yeah, come
pictures.
up with it. But later on, these are like little teeny things, you know what I mean? That you got it, but I give you credit that you've even already populated your social media. So excellent. So if you need me to look at it, you can basically decide on your own if you need it as well. Okay, perfect. Everybody with me? So everybody should have it done. Wednesday is the limit of the limit. I'm allowing you to have that day for some of your groups, and it may be even somebody like you, Raphael, would be good, even that you can spend some time, and having people start reading. A lot of things come in where they do it AI, and it's so generic that it doesn't have that punch, and you can even take it back and even prompt again and add your own 2 cents to it. That it would really be well. And then think about what do you want to show? Okay. Everybody with me? So far, so good. Raphael, any questions? So everybody needs to do that. You can look at your own and compare it to others and see what's missing. You guys know what needs to be done. Okay, so let's look at what's due. I have the what's due. So I know that I needed this part, and I know that we're dealing with AI. Okay. So in this case, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to look at Monday, April 6th before class. We know that this Wednesday is an opportune time for some groups even to meet together to improve what they have, and others to basically make sure that everything is well, that on next Monday, we're going to have part 3 available, right? So you need to have part 2 before you can run to part 3. You need to have the basics done with the team. Okay, so what we have this time is you have chapter 10 for next Monday. I don't need to go through it. It's kind of like a simple chapter talking about what we call ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. I'll spend some time on that later on, but this is not my major concern. My major concern is this: phone voice AI agent assignment. And this is the exciting part. And I'll use you for example, Raphael, is a regular phone number. If you give me your regular phone number, what can I do with it? I can call you, right, Raphael? I can text you,
Yeah.
right? You can call me, but it really doesn't have, it's not intelligent. It's not part of the AI. So you remember, Raphael, that we dialed 1-800 chat GPT? Do you remember that in class?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So if you called 1-800, take out your phone, Raphael, and you go to your
Yeah.
keypad,
Yeah.
right? And you go to your keypad, right? Your keypad, and you type in 1-800, and then what are the numbers for Chat GPT? If you look at your keypad.
One, and then EUV. Wait,
Let me
800.
just go. Let me just go here. Let me see into Google Voice. All right. Do you see my what do you see on my screen, Raphael?
Hi, doctor.
What?
IDR or doctor. It's also a list of like people you call or that call
People I
you.
call. This is Google's voice number. And if I call, my number in Google Voice is this number, but if I call 1-800, you see my keypad, right? In
Yeah.
this case, I have even a number called ChatGPT, which is 2, which is C, 4, which is H, right?
Okay.
A is what? 2.
Yeah.
What's T? What
8.
number is T?
8.
8. Good. And what number is G?
4.
4, right? What number is P?
7.
7. And what number is 10? Is T?
8.
8, right? So if I call this number,
Hi, it's ChatGPT. This call may be reviewed for safety. How can I help?
Yes, can you tell me what an intelligent AI voice agent is?
Sure thing.
No. But anyways, do you see there that it could ask me, then I could then converse with it.
Yeah.
That's a voice agent. Raphael, do you understand that? That's a
Yeah, I
voice
do.
agent. That's a phone number, but it's provisioned to have a large language model like OpenAI into that number. And what you could do then, why is that useful, Raphael, is instead of putting your phone number, you don't want to be hassled by a number of people just, asking questions to you. You could have a voice agent with its own number. People could call that, and then later on it could say, I'd like to talk to the chief executive or the chief. What was your role, Raphael, in the company?
I believe it was something to do with finance, a
Right.
CFO.
So I want to talk to the chief financial officer, or I could ask, what does your company do? Or who are the team members in your, who's the executive team in your company? You could program that and you could have it. And that's what they're having, a voice agent. I could attach that voice agent to a website, or I could call on that. That's called an AI voice agent. So if you look at the content here, you see how it says phone voice AI agent assignment. I want you to read these 3 articles. The first article that you see here, let me open up in a new tab, is what they say then here. You see this, Raphael? What they say is AI voice agents, everything you need to know. And what is a voice agent? It's software, right? That's attached then, typically over phone calls, that performs and has conversations. So unlike Siri and others, though Alexa and Siri are going to get smarter, these AI voice agents you can speak to. And basically they have a phone number attached to it. So there's something you need to know, this vocabulary of voice AI agents. Sometimes it's called voice AI agents. Sometimes it's also called voice agents. Sometimes it's called AI voice agents or intelligent. And what we think about is there's something called IVR. And have you ever heard, in this case, Anna, have you ever called a number and they say, press 1 for directions, press 2 for front desk, press 3 for concierge? Anna, have you
Yes,
ever
I
heard of
have.
that?
Yeah, I
Right.
have done that.
That's called interactive voice response. It's just a rule base, and what it does is transfer you. So when you press 1, it will get you sales. When you press 2, it will get you front desk. Those are rigid scripts, Anna, right? That basically it just is in a way it's not intelligent, right? It'll just transfer you to the front desk of a hotel, right? Or it'll transfer you to the concierge, or transfer you to the bellman. That's what they were talking about, interactive voice. Voice bots added on to it where it became a little bit more speech recognition. And what we're going to be talking about is voice AI agents that basically, when you think about it, it has natural language processing, that it understands how we speak to each other, Anna, right? And then it can do certain issues for us. It can schedule our appointments, it can update, it can troubleshoot. And then if we really need a human, it can escalate it and say, I need to talk to the CFO, or I need to talk to your marketing executive. So basically, voice is another way rather than just texting. And I don't want to go there. So it basically is where then the voice. So this talks about how voice actually works. You see this diagram where it's going to capture your voice, go into this automatic speech, do what we basically, our readings were natural language processing. It's amazing, really, when you think about it. You can talk to ChatGPT. Did you see that? And it can respond, and then it can do decision making. This is the key. It can keep on improving. Later on, if it doesn't know an answer, guess what, Anna? You can put that answer. Later on, maybe you're going to change somebody, you're going to add then advisory board. And if somebody calls and says, who's on your advisory board, you can add that. It can learn. You can convert it from text to speech, and it can generate a natural response. So you can see these are, what's the beauty here is it can be multilingual. So if basically, if my end user calls and they speak in Spanish, it will respond in Spanish, right? It will respond in Creole, it will respond in Russian, whatever language I want. So I can go beyond just basic translation. So I don't have to hire 4 different people to be for each language. And then that basically talks about how it is. You got the idea, Anna? That ChatGPT is a voice agent. The difference here is you didn't program it, and it's not your number. What I'm going to show you, which is great here, is something called VAPI. And everybody can be there. If I go to VAPI, which stands for Voice API, you remember we talked about that, Anna, the idea of Voice Application Program Interface.ai is a platform for what? To create voice agents. Why do I like this one over many of the others? What do I usually want? Is I want you to try things out for how much money?
For free.
For free, right? This company has a platform that allows you to get phone numbers for free. You don't get a lot of minutes on it or tokens on it, but it's good enough for what? It's good enough for a demo, and it's good enough for that phone number to be attached to your website. It's good enough that they have code that you can put in for Wix that somebody could just say, talk to our, and you could even give it a name, of whatever it is, talk to our voice AI agent, and you could have it. So this is the beauty of it. You just going to sign up with your a Gmail account, just like you did for Zoom, that's non-university. And you can then get numbers there. Also, if you go to Docs, here's an introduction. You see here phone calls and all of this. Here's an introduction of what VAPI is. It's a developer platform for building voice AI agents. Earlier for some of our students, you remember for VAPI, they thought that was the generic name. That's just the name of the platform, but what they are for building voice AI agents. So guess what you're going to be doing, Anna, for your next assignment is you're going to develop an AI voice agent. Fantastic, isn't it? And what you'll be able to do is they tell you, right, have natural voices, and you can see here, and this is the case, speech to text. It has a large language model, just like ChatGPT or Gemini, right? It does speech to text and then text to speech. And you build it in 2 ways. You either have an assistant or you have a squad. The squad, Anna, is much more technical in the way that you'll have one agent call another agent. So, like squads of drones. Have you ever seen that? This basically is squads of AI agents where one will call another one. So medical triage, if I see people on the street, then I'll see, hey, how serious are you? If it's a light one, I'll put you to this line. If it's life and death, I'll put you here. So this one you can think about routing, multiple assistants for scheduling, medical, e-commerce, returns, VIP. We won't do this for our session. Later on, you want to really get into it, you can do this. We're going to do the simple way with the least amount of hassles, where there's going to be assistant, and we're going to choose a pre-developed template already. I think it's good in terms of lead qualifications, because guess what? We don't have any customers yet, right? If we had customers, then they can be support. Can I help you, right? And it would kind of be the first line. And then later on, you know, I didn't fill out the form again. You could come back and it would know who I was. But in this case, we're going to do lead qualifications. And here you'll see that these are the key. You choose your path. We're going to do, for this next assignment, for next Monday, we're going to do phone calls. That means we're going to get Vappy to get us a phone number for free. And then we're going to attach then a voice agent. We're only going to do inbound calls. That means that you'll call the number. Somebody in your group, and it'll be great. You can have people in your group call each other's number and you'll get that agent, but you'll then do it, and then you'll build customer support and get started. This is what I love. No coding required. Later on, you could even ask, you know, Notebook LM or ChatGPT to help you with to expand on the programming end. But for the first time, we're not going to do anything. So this multiple assistant squad is, and then what we'll do for our final project on the website, we'll have a phone number. You say, call our agent. So Anna, you don't have to give your personal phone number. I don't want you to give out personal phone numbers, right? You don't know what creep's going to call you, right? Give out your voice agent, and then later on you can listen, or it can direct you. And the other part is web integration, where what you can do is incorporate, where you just click on something, talk to our agent. They don't even need to get their phone out. They can talk. So these two we're going to use for our project. That'll be in our next assignment. This one, the phone call. So what I want is everyone in the class know how to do this. So later on, Anna, when you decide to direct somebody in your class, in your group, to do the VAPI on your website, you can choose anyone, because everybody knows how to do it. There won't be a thing, oh, there's only one person knows how to do it. Because before it was, we put it for one and only one could do it. And also, what was the problem? If that one person couldn't figure it out, there was nobody to help them. So this is the popular cases, right? And this is what we want. I want to start with leads, sales, and lead qualification, though you can see later on, you could do it for appointment scheduling. You want an appointment with our team, right? You can have an agent do it, or, you know, we have calendars that they can do it on their own. So these are more examples. And this is on their phone calls. You can see here on the phone calls, you just need an account, and you just basically choose your template. You can see here, and then you're going to just choose, you'll create it. And then once you choose your agent, you'll assign a phone number to it and you'll get it done. Okay, so this is that VAPI that everybody will be using. And then what I have also, you can see here on that quick start, open the link in the new page. You can see that I have it here, just like I did before. And then also another place that you can look, Anna, is under web links. You'll see here how to use VAPI here. Let me just show you this one. This is another way in which to do it. You can see, set up the assistant, right? And you basically can do your assistant, you set it up, and you give it, in this case, the first message. You know, when it answers the phone, you give it the first message. So they'll give you some contents of the first message. You'll just replace it. What this is, what's the name of your company, Anna?
Genmark Consulting.
Yeah, hi, this is Jen from Jen Marketing Consulting. Can I help you? Right? And you'll just change it in terms of it. And in this case, you can have Riley, you can set up the voice configuration. You can give it a voice. So you want a woman, you want a man, you want it to have an English accent, you want it to be, this one says expressive and cheerful. This is animated. You can listen to them and decide. There's different ones you can talk to, and you can click on talk to the assistant. You don't even have within the platform, you don't even have to dial it first to see it. And then you can see here, this is the code. You go all the way down, and this is the code in which you attach it to your website for Wix. And then you could see that you connect your phone number, whatever phone number you have, you create, you want to make it assigned to that assistant. So if I have the assistant Ava, Ava's assigned to this phone number. And then you have it, and you can even then put on your Wix, you could even put call this as well. And then they can even call the number, they can click on it, and they can get to it. Okay, so that is what I need. And let me go back to the audit assignment instructions. So if I go to the audit assignment instruction, this is a step-by-step instructional video. Right, let's see if it works. I always like to see if all links work. Anna, you have to encourage everybody in your group to make sure that we double take it. So this was Isa, another TA, and this was when she basically shows you step by step how to get the phone number. And you'll do the same thing. And what it can be is you could offer even this service to your marketing people. Wouldn't that be great? And you say in the beginning, I can do it. And if they want something real, you can give them a demo they can try out. And if they want real, there's other vendors that you can buy provisioned AI phone numbers. You understand? You don't go to AT&T and just say, or T-Mobile, and give me a phone number, but you go to other companies that will get you a phone number that they'll provision it. And then you can even import that phone number into VAPI, so you can give that customer their own phone number, and then they can use it as much as they want. Here, we're going to create phone numbers from VAPI. They're going to give us the number. You understand? They'll give us up, we can check up to 10 numbers, but they'll do it. So if we look back to this assignment, let me open it in a new tab. This assignment then is to guide you through a phone voice AI agent for your company. So you'll do it, everybody in your group will do it on their own, right? Everybody in your group will get a different phone number. That's the beauty. And then what it could be is, once you find a really good number, you could then use their phone number to put on your website. But right now, I just want to know that everybody can do it. So what I want you to do is, when you're going to be doing it, you're going to be logging in. And the way you're going to log in is just like you did with Zoom. You have to use a Google account. I don't care which Google account you use. You can even make up another Google account, but you don't want to use your school account. And it has to come from you. You know what I mean? It can't be your group's Gmail account. And then I want you to record it in Zoom and make it as if it were a tutorial. And then you may want to even play around with it first before you record, and then you'll basically create a phone number that you can use by clicking on phone numbers. You see that? How easy it is? And what I would like is a phone number that I call a vanity phone number that spells something that can basically, like your URL, like your domain name, reflect what you're doing. That's going to be difficult, but you can try it out. If it doesn't work, that's fine. But for instance, you know, the area code 786, if you looked at the keyboard, 786 would then be run, like run airwebs or something, or run air phone or something like that. I know that VAPI usually doesn't have 786, but a lot of times they have 872 that spells USA. So I have a phone number spelling USA Monwell for wellness, monitoring people's wellness, that can call. But you can try them out. These are, I give you examples of what they spell. You know what I mean? So you can think about monitoring, or you can think about USA, that here you can see USA up here, or VOT, but you'll try it out. There are some websites that you can go to and maybe even see if they can take certain numbers and see what they spell, because sometimes when you look at it, you're not manually, it's difficult for you to figure out sometimes. Even a LLM can check the words as well. Then you create an assistant, right there, and you want to create assistant with the tab, you want to use lead qualification specialist. Sometimes it says customer support, something like that, but you want to have, I like the leads because then we don't have any customers, and then you create the assistant. And then what I want you to do on that first message, I want you to change the words, and you don't need any program. You just need to change it and make sure you publish it and say, hello, my company name. You can give it something. The system prompt later on, I want you to change the system prompt for your final project, where you'll say, you can put in like my whole team members, right? So when you ask it, tell me who's on the team, or tell me who's the CFO or something like that, it'll have it. I want you to have the GPT 4.1 mini because that's the cheapest, meaning that you'll be able to use the most amount of minutes. And then you want to select publish on the top. You want to test it, right? You want to make sure that under assistant, when you create a phone number, that you're going to attach an assistant. You've created an assistant that it's attached to your phone number. Now you're ready to test it. You can put it on speaker. You can see that it works, and if it doesn't. And at the end, what do? You wrap it up and you put your phone voice AI agent assignment. You'll have it for one in your folder, right? And then you will write reflections and the final check. So if I go to my group 0, you see that, Anna? If I go to my group 0, I should see, this is my final project, I should see a phone voice AI agent assignment. And this is similar to the individual screening recording assignment, or the Zoom individual assignment, my phone voice AI assignment. And see here, it's sample voice AI assignment, Isabella Rodriguez. This is the cloud recording. Here is the AI companion. Here are the reflections. And make sure in bold, this is the number that you finally used. And attached to Morgan. Questions, Anna? And anything in the group? What do you think, Anna?
I think it's good. It seems pretty self-explanatory, and there's nothing in the chat, so.
Okay, and it's pretty neat, right? And you can say, hey, do you know anything about agents, right? AI agents. And you can say, not only do I know anything about AI agents, but I know about voice AI agents, and I knew, and then let me show you, I built a couple of them, and I embedded in websites. And besides that, I can do it for you. So it's like all my processes that I can do, and that everybody knows how to do it. You see that, Raphael? It's like something else you can take away with. That I know that it can do more than just, when you say, oh, we'll have ChatGPT, everybody's going to look at you and say, I know how to use, everybody kind of says, I know how to use ChatGPT, right? You put in a prompt and it comes back with somebody. You know, your great grandma knows how to do ChatGPT. But the question is how do you get it to be positioned in a way that it can help me be more efficient? It's great for everyday questions, but you're going beyond that. So Anastasia, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay. Anastasia, you know what go ahead.
Can I say one thing about the assignment that you just went
Please.
over that I think will be helpful? I
Please.
remember last semester for the vanity phone numbers, the actual part where you're typing in the numbers to try and spell something out, that seems like it would be easy. I thought that was the hardest part. So don't feel knocked down or don't feel the need to email me right away if it doesn't work from the first try.
Yeah, right.
That does take some trial and error. You might
Yeah.
not even be
Even
able
get there,
to
and you're
come
not going
up.
to be penalized on it. And the other
Yeah.
thing, just so you know, Anastasia, that Lily and I spent time with her. Those links that we used last semester are not working. So it's even more difficult to do it. The other thing I was thinking about, and I don't know if we wanted to do it, it's good enough how we had it there, is that it be due on Monday. We went over, you weren't here in the beginning, but we went over, I took some of our groups and went over things that they needed to improve on for their next project. Again, on a stage that Wednesday, we will not have class. So many of the groups will be meeting on their own Wednesday during class time for this Wednesday. And this voice assignment is due for Monday, and hopefully everybody's, there were a couple of people, they didn't have their pictures in, or they didn't have, I wanted everybody to have at least their social media that they created. They don't have to populate it, but at least they have their social media created so they can link into that, and also review what the AI talks about. A lot of times it was incongruent, AI just spit out something that they have to go back and prompt it many times over and over again to make it more targeted to their audience. Okay, anything else that we needed to talk about?
I think that's it. I just wanted to mention that about the vanity phone numbers because I
It's
remember
perfect. Yeah, we
last
did.
year I struggled with
And
that.
it's even worse because they're probably more restricted too. Since Vappy gets more popular, they have less numbers that they can reach out. The one I found is the USA one, at least vanity number worked last semester. I know 786 for Run is not available, so they may have to just take what they're given, but they have to attach that number to the assistant. If they don't attach the number to the assistant, it won't work. So they can check it out within the platform itself, and then also check it out by calling the phone number. Okay. Anything else that we need to do? So why don't we do this, Anastasia? If you can take attendance for us, I'll stay over. And then I have a couple of students that wanted to see me. And then other groups can use Wednesday, what I can